Target is what you want to achieve based on who you become. Goals is who you become. So you have to become someone to achieve a target. For example, you want to become a doctor to achieve a target of treating patients. You want to become an engineer to achieve a target of building houses and bridges. You want to be a lawyer to defend cases because you don't like injustice. You want to become, of course, entrepreneur to own a company, factories. So who you become is your goal. What you want to achieve is your target. So who you become will determine the quality of education you receive, because the quality of education you receive gives you identity. So you are receiving information to become a doctor, you have identity as a doctor. So the quality of the education you receive will affect the way you do things in life, because the quality of education you receive will determine the standard you place on yourself, who you become in the process, because the quality of education you receive would affect who you become in life. So when you achieve quality of information based on who you want to become, because you want to become a doctor, you need to go and study anatomy, write JAM, write WAEC, get admission, study medicine and surgery. That is because of who you wanted to become. That will determine the quality of education, the kind of education you receive. You want to become an engineer, you want to determine the kind of education you seek after. So who you become will determine what you seek in life, and the direction and instructions you receive and who you receive it from. You cannot become a doctor and you are making friends with accountants and lawyers, and you don't attend lectures and you want to become a medical doctor. It cannot work. So because birds of the same feather flocks together. So who you become, being is more important than doing and having. When you become the person, you can do the activity, because there's a thin line between your goals and your target. And that thin line is actions, that thin line is activities, that thin line is your ability to act on the information you have received for the who you want to become. So becoming is more important than having. So your goals is simply who you become, and you must set a goal. 1 million years goal, 500, 200, 100 years goal, 50 years goal, 30 years goal, 10 years goal, 3 years goal. Of course, break it down to 1 year, break it down to 12 months, break it down to weekly, break it down to daily. Because if you cannot set a daily goal, you cannot set a monthly goal. You cannot set a daily, you cannot set a 5 years goal. So if you don't have a goal, you are going nowhere. I always tell people, you cannot play football without a goal. You see, goals will help your focus. Because when you are focusing on your goal, you will be selecting the kind of people you associate with. Goals will help your focus, because focus is a currency for success. Like I tell people, excuses are the currency poor people used to buy failure. So excuses are for failures, while focus is for success. And you cannot focus without a goal, because it will be everywhere. When you set a goal, it helps you to focus, because focus requires discipline. Focus requires for you to be selective. Focus requires for you to take control of your environment and people around you. When you focus, people always say follow one course until success. When you focus on something, it will become easier for you to achieve. But when you focus, whatever you focus on expands. Whatever you ignore shrinks. So you focus on who you become. Focus on your goals. So set a goal today for yourself on who you want to become to be able to achieve the target you want. The process is be, do, have. And tomorrow, I will see you at the top, and the sky will be your starting point. Bye-bye.